This morning we lost Dolly Parton, arguably one of the brightest lights in this world. So I wanted to do a video about what she meant for me, but also I wanted to teach you a little bit about collective grief. So Dolly Parton, for me, I was actually, and it might be a little controversial, I was not much of a country fan for a long time, but I have been in the last few years. And I absolutely loved being a child in the 80s. I loved 9 to 5. I love that song. And I also love the movie. And I still actually watched it not that long ago. And the song and the movie to me were all about women and working together and power and working for what they wanted and what they believed in. And I just absolutely loved them as role models. Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, and Dolly Parton. I mean, the trifecta there was just absolutely incredible. I also loved her movie Steel Magnolias. And if you have not seen it, I believe it came out in the late 80s, probably 1989, something like that. And it has an incredible cast, first of all, but I think it's an important movie to watch, especially right now, because there's an incredible scene in the cemetery where Sally Field, I won't tell you if you haven't seen it. I mean, I know it's been out for decades, but still, if you haven't seen it, you got to see it. But there's an amazing part in the cemetery where it shows how anger and rage and grief and humor can live together. Because I know a lot of people, especially feel like they shouldn't be angry and feel like they shouldn't be laughing because their person died. Why am I laughing? Why is this funny? But it's a really good depiction of how grief can be a whole bunch of emotions all at the same time. And again, it's women power. And I love how these women just let her have her moment because she was angry. She was sad. You hear a little bargaining, you hear a little, all that stuff. And I think it's amazing how they just went with her. They just stood by her. So if you haven't seen it, please do. And Dolly Parton is absolutely incredible in it. I think it's just one of her best performances that I've seen. And I've seen that movie so many times. I cry every time I see it. I always called that the five tissue movie because I cried nonstop during that movie. But I also want to acknowledge the song that I absolutely love. It's on my funeral song playlist. And yes, I do have one, and I think it's about 12 hours long now. So if anybody comes to my funeral, I expect you to stay for the entire playlist. So good luck with that. But I do have the song on my playlist. It's by Brad Paisley, but it also has Dolly singing in the background. And I just love the song. It's called When I Get Where I'm Going. I really hope I got that right. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And it's an amazing song, and it's actually incredibly fitting right now. Brad Paisley wrote it, and it shows that if you watch the video, it's so beautiful because it shows so many people holding up images of their loved ones, people they've lost. And it even shows Dolly at the end with, I think it's her grandfather, and holding a picture of him as she kisses her hand and touches his picture with in this video. And it's just absolutely beautiful. But I also wanted to teach you a little bit about collective grief because I think it's really important to know what that is. Because on my channel, I really want all of you to learn grief. I know a lot of people don't have resources, or there's so many out there, or there's tons of podcasts and stuff, but I want to teach all of you what different types of grief are. So you know what? To me, knowledge is power, right? When the more you name it to tame it, sort of thing. So the world losing Dolly Parton today, we are all collectively grieving together. Collective grief is when someone in a group or a society, or in this case, the world, because she was known everywhere, and we're all grieving her together. And we may not personally know her. I know I didn't, but she certainly did still touch my life in a lot of ways for decades, for a long, long time. And I think it's a beautiful way for all of us to get together. And the first thing I thought of when she died, I thought, oh, that funeral is going to be beautiful. And I really hope they televise it because I want to watch. I want to be part of it. I want to see the world celebrate Dolly. One of the most, I think, important funerals that I ever saw was Princess Diana's. And I think I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch that funeral because, of course, it was in the UK and I am not in the UK. So I got up early just to watch that because her presence, and I still today, I absolutely love and admire, and I still talk a lot and I teach a lot about Princess Diana and how much her legacy lives on. Dolly Parton's legacy will live on forever, really, as long as people are still talking about her. And there is so much that she's done with her life, with her career, what she's done for people. Everyone will have their own story as to what Dolly Parton meant for them. And I think it's amazing. And please do share in the comments if you do have a story about Dolly Parton, what she meant for you, what you loved about her, what she brought to your life. And I think it's going to be amazing. We are going to see so many things. I mean, there's so much on YouTube already about Dolly Parton, about her life and showing who she was. I mean, and the fact that she was married to the same man for over 60 years, that in itself is to be celebrated because anybody who's had any relationships, I'll tell you right now, I will not make it to 60 years with one person. And I think it's incredible that they had that together. And she always spoke so fondly of him. He was never in there in the limelight with him, with her. And I think they were, as a couple, absolutely beautiful. But as a person, Dolly Parton is, I think, just embodied love and kindness and caring and anything that she ever did. So as you're grieving her, you are not alone. I'm with you absolutely. When I heard that Dolly Parton had died, I knew she wasn't well, but still, it's always still shocking when it's done, when it's final. Like Dolly Parton is now no longer a physical part of this world, but her legacy will live on forever. And I invite you to please do tell me in the comments what you think of her and if you've ever even heard of collective grief. I think it's really important for us to put language to our grief because grief is not just that you're sad that someone died. You can totally grieve someone you've never met, like Dolly Parton, and it's okay because you're not alone. Thank you so much for staying with me, and you can come and grieve with me anytime.